The seditious conspiracy trial for Proud Boys leaders is still underway just down the hall from where 4 Oath Keepers were convicted of seditious conspiracy earlier this week. There have been 3 seditious conspiracy trials since October, all stemming from January 6th. And to give you an idea of what the Proud Boys are about, here's just some of what we heard from this specific group over the years.
I am a Western chauvinist. I'm a Western chauvinist! I refuse to apologize. I refuse to apologize for creating the modern world. For creating the modern world.
And you have to believe that the West is the best, that Western civilization is the best civilization on Earth, and it's something that you cherish.
Antifa! 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 We the people cannot accept communism in this great country.
Be advised, there's probably about 300 Proud Boys. They're marching eastbound.
So we just stormed the Capitol, took
did.
the mother place back. January 6th will be a day in infamy.
Yes, yes.
Sure will be for all those people ending up in jail. Before the first Oath Keepers trial, the last time the government won a seditious conspiracy trial was in 1995, almost 30 years ago. With us for more, Andy Campbell, senior editor at HuffPost and author of We Are Proud Boys, How a Right-Wing Street Gang Ushered in a New Era of American Extremism. Andy, welcome. Let's start with this. What is the difference between the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers?
Right. The Oath Keepers are a more paramilitary group. Their whole thing was that they were waiting for Trump to give them the okay to essentially work as his military force when the government wouldn't work for Trump anymore. The Proud Boys, their mission is to fight for all GOP grievances in the street. And in that, they've been a success because they've been on a 6-year parade of violence throughout the country, culminating in this January 6th attack and continuing today.
But a success for whom? Because a former Proud Boy member testified at the trial, and he said the group saw themselves as soldiers of the right, and he said he was sure they were heading into a civil war.
Right, absolutely.
That sounds right?
It's exactly right. And, you know, as soon as Biden won the presidency, Matthew Green, who's been on the stand this week, one of the Proud Boys, who the Justice Department has secured as a guy who's already pleaded guilty to conspiracy. He has testified against his own guys and said that, yes, as soon as Biden won the presidency, we geared up for civil war. We saw January 6th as our last stand for Donald Trump, and we descended on D.C. in December 2020 for violence.
Okay, geared up how? In that, do these people have jobs? When you talk about we're soldiers of the right, people in the military are employed by the U.S. government. The United States government provides them with their gear. This band of brothers out there, do they not have to go to work tomorrow?
It's pretty wild how much money that they're able to get together, the equipment, the guys
from
that they're
where?
From regular people donating to their cause when they go to jail. $400,000 Enrique Tarrio, their leader, pulled together from regular people donating to them when he got arrested in December 2020. These guys have half of the country believing that
they do not have half the country.
Sorry,
stop that right now.
They have a subsect of Republicans who believe that they are the fighting force for Trumpism. And so they have so many people willing to donate, even today, after January 6th, that they believe these guys are fighting, doing what crusty old Republicans can't do, and fighting for us in the street.
And guess what? None of them got pardoned. Donald Trump helped absolutely none of them. So does this trial. As we see people getting convicted and jailed for seditious conspiracy, are these groups losing steam or gaining power?
They're gaining power.
How?
Because, again, the GOP has never rebuffed this violence, even after January 6th. Tucker Carlson points his finger at drag queen story hours, and within 24 hours across the country, Proud Boys join, neo-Nazis join, militiamen at drag queen story hours at children's hospitals and at libraries.
Yes, but Andy, then Tucker Carlson goes into his 10,000 square foot home or one of the country clubs he's a member of, where none of these Proud Boys could get in on a wing and a prayer. Nobody's woken up to that yet?
You're absolutely right. Gavin McInnes, the founder of the Proud Boys, is sitting in his ritzy home upstate New York right now, dishing out orders, just like Tucker Carlson's rich and just like Trump is rich. These guys haven't figured it out, and the GOP on the whole has never rebuffed any of this violence.
Goodness gracious. Andy Campbell, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And again, it ain't half the country.